Roshni was walking empty-footed on the seashore in the evening and enjoying the cool breeze as usual. Suddenly, he felt something strange on his soles. She stopped and saw something black on the wet muddy ground half inside. He put his hand to pull it out. "What is this?" he muttered to himself. He cleaned the mud with light water and then looked closely at it as if it was a camera. She was delighted. "Wow, maybe it's a camera." She returned to her room. After going to the room, Roshni first washed her hands and mouth, freshened up a little, and then sat down to tamper with the camera. It was an old-looking camera that did not know whose it belonged and how long it had been lying there. Then someone put a hand on Roshni's shoulder. The lights were startled. "Hey, relax, it's me, man." Roshni's friend Mega laughed. "Oh." I was shocked. "Does someone suddenly put a hand on his shoulder?" Roshni said. Mega laughed. "What are you doing and what is it in your hands?" "Show me," Mega said questioningly. "It was found on the seashore," Roshni said with a smile. "Polaroid camera, but that's the job." "Probably not. Look at." "Nothing happens even after pressing the button," Mega said while taking stock of the camera. "Good. Who knows, maybe it's been ruined," Roshni said in despair. "You don't either. What does it bring?" "Sometimes a colorful shank, sometimes a broken anklet, and now this bad camera. Do you go for a walk or choose it all?" Mega said teasingly, and got up and started going to the kitchen. "Oh, hello. I think you're going to pick the same," said Roshni, deteriorating at Mega. "Hell, let's go to the market and bring some goods. There's no food in the kitchen, only air and water," Mega said, grabbing the satchel. Roshni placed the camera on the table next to the bed and both of them went out on the scooter. Roshni and Mega were roommates. The two were together for the last 1 year. I did both jobs in the same office. There was some movement in the closed room. There were some sounds, but there was no light and cloud in the house. After some time, Roshni and Mega returned from the market with a bag of vegetables and other essential items. As soon as she entered the room, Roshni felt a little strange. It felt like a chore. Perhaps the air in the room was hot, so he opened the window by removing the curtains. Mega went to the kitchen with the luggage. Roshni went and sat in the bed. Then he noticed that the camera was missing. He looked around and found the camera lying under the table. How did it come down? He picked up the camera and started fingering it again. Suddenly, it felt as if someone had taken his picture from behind. Kitschik. A faint flashlight was felt with the sound. The lights turned around, but everything was normal. Then she started thinking why I felt like someone took a photo from behind. Then Mega came into the room. "What happened? What are you seeing here and there?" Mega asked Roshni when she was surprised. "Dude, the camera was down. I picked it up and then I felt like someone took a picture of me from behind. I also felt the sound in the flashlight," Roshni said in a serious tone. "Hi hee, Mega laughed. "What nonsense. Oh no, you must have accidentally pressed the camera button." "No, man. If that were the case, the photo wouldn't even come out," Roshni said. "Then you must have been mistaken. Leave it all. Let's see what I've made and test it." Mega asked to walk towards the kitchen. Roshni thought for 2 moments. "Then I thought, yes. Maybe there's someone there." She then placed the camera on the same table and went to the kitchen beside Mega. At night, both of them had dinner, talked here and there, and slept. Light. Get up and get ready. Don't you want to go to the office?" Mega woke him up shaking. "Hey, Light, your body is burning like fire. It looks very hot. Are you fine? Megha placed her hand on Roshni's forehead. It was really hot. I don't know. My body hurts a little and feels like a shiver. Roshni replied in a faint voice. Oh. Ha. Good heavens. I do one thing. I get medicine from downstairs. Don't go to the office today. You will rest and be fine by evening. Megha went downstairs and brought the medicine. Megha kept the medicine and went to the office. Roshni was now alone in the room. It was late afternoon, and the clock was ticking and telling me that it was 12 o'clock. Roshni's eyes opened slightly. She got up and went to the bathroom. She brushed her teeth and came out of the shower. Megha had made breakfast, so Roshni sat on her bed and started having breakfast. She was watching TV and having breakfast. After finishing breakfast, he took his medicine. She watched TV for a while. His eyes began to get heavy. Perhaps the medicine had worked. She turned off the TV and lay down comfortably on the bed and fell into a deep sleep. The light was in a closed room that was dark, and some flashlights were flashing. A white shadow was moving towards him. Roshni was screaming with her mouth open for help when slowly the white smoke-like shadow came close to Roshni and then entered inside her mouth. Roshni suddenly woke up from sleep and sat on her bed. It was a dream. A nightmare. Roshni's face and body were sweating. The room was dark, the door was closed. The lightning was saw. The light rose and the curtains from the window were pushed aside, brightening up the room a little. The lights were peeking outside. The weather was very pleasant. A gentle breeze was blowing. The sky was covered with clouds. Suddenly, something fell. The voice came. The lights turned wide. When she came to the bed, the camera was down. Looks like it fell from the wind. She picked up the camera and started fingering it again. It works less, falls more. What kind of camera are you? The lights began to murmur to that camera. Suddenly a red light flashed. Hey, is it working? The lights became curious. He fixed his eyes on the camera and clicked on the wall of the room. Then a light came on in the door. A voice came out of the camera. Roshni saw that there was nothing special in the photo because there was not much light in the room. But the lights were all stimulated. He thought he should get out. The weather is also cool and now his health was also fine and the camera was also running. She immediately washed her hands and changed her clothes and left. When she went downstairs, she found the guard of the building Mohan Cha-Cha. Hey Roshni, how are you doing now? Mohan asked. How did you know I was sick? Roshni asked. Hey, when I did not see you going to the office today, Megha asked the daughter that you were going alone. So he told me that you were unwell. Mohan expressed. Oh. Ha. Good heavens. Then Ronnie started barking. Look, now Ronnie is glad to see you, too. Mohan said. Ronnie was Mohan's dog who always lived with him. I used to guard this building. Hey my dear Ronnie. How are you? Ronnie started stroking her head and neck. Hey girl, what is it in your hands? Mohan uncle asked. Oh. Ha. Good heavens. These. It's a camera. I found it here on the beach last evening. Roshni answered. Good. Is it working? Mohan asked again. Yes, absolutely. I'll take a picture of you for a minute. Ronnie and you both stand up together. He gave the photo to Mohan. Uncle, take your photo. Roshni smiled. Oh wow. That's a cool thing you've got. Then the photo removed. Wow. Mohan also said happily. The lights went out. Roshni would take anything that was good here and there, enjoying the weather, and would take it off the camera. Pictures of flowers, gardens, trees, and birds began to be taken. He saw 2 crows sitting on a tree, which he liked. He took out their picture. She was now in a small park. She sat down in an empty room. Roshni was looking at the photos one by one. Not bad. I take pictures just fine. Wow. Roshni praised herself. Suddenly, an elderly woman came and sat next to Roshni. The woman looked at the light. After a while, "Are you a photographer?" she asked in a low voice, looking at the light. Roshni smiled and said, "No, Auntie. I'm just passing the time like that." "What's your name, daughter?" the woman asked lovingly. "Light. Where do you live?" "It's just me in an apartment, not nearby. I live there with my friend. I was bored alone in the room, so I went out to enjoy the weather." Roshni replied with a smile. "And you?" Roshni asked the woman. "My name is Malti. I also live in a flat in the backyard of Lilavati Apartments. I come here every evening after sunset and take a walk and then come and sit in this place for a while. I feel good. But the weather is so pleasant today that it came a little earlier," replied the woman. For a long time, both of them kept talking, just like 2 friends. Roshni's mobile started ringing. Megha had called. "Oh, Roshni. Where are you?" "Not in your room." "I'm in the room," Megha questioned. "Yes. I'm just out and I'm coming back in 5 minutes." "Are you feeling well?" she asked. "Yes, I'm all right." "It's okay. Come soon, I'm so tired," Megha said in a tired voice. "Yes, I'm coming," Roshni said and disconnected the call. Before returning to the room, Roshni also took out a photo of the woman and gave it to her. The woman also happily photographed. "It was very nice talking to you, Auntie," Roshni said. "I'm so glad to meet you too, son," Malati said. Saying that we will meet tomorrow evening, Roshni left from there and went towards her room. "Where did you go for a walk?" "The bus was in a nearby park. I was busy talking to an aunt." "Good," Megha said. "But what happened to you?" Roshni asked, looking at Megha's lifeless face. "Oh, what will happen? Today you did not go to the office. I had to do your part of the work. Sitting in front of the computer all day, the eye band rang. The head is also bursting with pain," Megha replied. "Oh. Ha. Good heavens. Sorry, man." Roshni expressed disappointment. "Oh, it doesn't matter." Megha smiled. "You sit down. I will prepare dinner today." Roshni spoke. Okay. "And this camera in your hand?" Megha asked. "Oh yes. I know this camera is working. I also took some pictures," Roshni said excitedly. She took all the pictures out of her pocket and showed them to him. "True. Wow. Megha took the picture, I saw it." Showing the camera. Megha took the camera from Roshni. "You see, till then I will go and look after the kitchen." Roshni washed her hands and walked like a kitchen. Megha was now busy with the camera. After seeing the pictures, she now took the camera in her hand and now she also wanted to take photos. She turned the camera towards her and started taking a selfie. Kitchik. There was a faint flashlight and thunder. The 27th consonant of the Devanagari syllabary. The sound came and the photo came out of the camera. Wow. So cool. Megha was also happy. That's awesome, she said. She went to the kitchen. Bravo. Light, that's funny, Megha said, pointing to the camera. Isn't it? Roshni said as she rolled the bread. Mega now took a picture of the light from the camera. Roshni smiled. Pull. Gar. The photo came out with a raw voice. One more, let's take selfies together. Mega said. Yes, okay. Roshni also spoke. But did it just flash but no picture came out? Mega tried again, but the same thing happened. No pictures came out. Oh. Ha. Good heavens. Maybe it's run out of real plates. Mega said. Oh. Ha. Good heavens. Sheet. No problem, I will buy a new reel and install it. The two said to each other. They both ate and slept. The next morning. Lights come up. It's morning. Roshni's eyes opened. They both took a shower and got dressed. They both had breakfast and left for the office. As soon as they reached the bottom, the steps of both of them stopped. There was a crowd of people near the front gate. When I went closer, I saw the dead body of Mohan Uncle i.e. the guard. Blood was oozing out of his face and there were deep wounds on his body, on which flies were stirring. It looked as if someone had cut it with a sharp knife. There was also a foul smell from the corpse. The police were also present. Inspectors were inspecting the corpse. But not only that, there was a corpse on the road outside the gate, but it was not of a human but of a dog. It was clear that he was run over by a car. The dog's entrail was spread out on the road and flies were buzzing on it. No one knew how it all happened. Roshni was thinking that everything was fine last evening. I met and talked, and took pictures. Then how did this accident happen all of a sudden? When asked by the police, some people said, Sir, Ronnie, that dog was barking a lot since last evening. He also started barking at people coming and going, like a mad dog. Sometimes barking, sometimes mingling. The accident happened at night, so no one saw it happen. The police inspector wondered a little. This dog may have gone mad and killed his master, this guard, and then ran over a speeding car or vehicle in the road in order to escape. Police said. Roshni and Mega were also in the crowd. Roshni was surprised to hear all these things of the police and the people. How can this happen? How can anyone go crazy all of a sudden? And it will take a bite. Until yesterday, everything was fine. The police found a photo from the top pocket of the corpse's shirt, which was covered in blood. Apparently it was the same photo that Roshni had taken out of her camera. Roshni saw that the photo was soaked in blood. A light. Come on, we're getting late for the office. Mega said, shaking the light. Roshni and Mega left from there. The guard and the dog incident revolved in the mind of the light all day. She couldn't concentrate on her work. Even at lunchtime, the lights were silent. What happened to you? Mega asked. Nothing. Roshni spoke reluctantly. So why do you look so sad? The incident of our guard uncle and Ronnie is spinning in my mind. Oh. It's bad, but what can we do about what happened now? Mega said, understanding the light. On the way back from the office, the lights went off. Mega, you go, I will go out a little and come back in a little while. Roshni said. Okay. But don't think too much and come early. Mega said to him. The lights started to go on. She was walking to the park where she had met a woman the previous evening. She thought that if she went and sat there and talked to Auntie a little, maybe it would be good. She was still walking ahead when she found two crows lying dead on the road. It seemed as if he had died a while ago. But there was no trace of blood, just lying there. Roshni became very emotional seeing this. First the guard and the corpse of Ronnie. Now why are the corpses of these birds being seen from morning to evening? Roshni wondered. Is it a wretched day? She moved on. But now she got another shock when she went to the place where Roshni and the woman were together the previous evening. There was a crowd of people. Roshni's heart started beating loudly. What happened now? Why this crowd? He thought to himself. When the light came closer, she saw that the body of a woman was lying. This was the same woman who had met Roshni the previous evening. Seeing this, Roshni's eyes remained open. Everything was fine until yesterday. I talked to them so much last evening, and what a wonderful moment I had yesterday. But how did he die today? The police were present. Sir, in the morning the corpse of a guard and a dog, and then in the evening the corpse of a woman here. This affair is not understood. Is it a mere coincidence or a murder or what? The sergeant asked the inspector. It's hard to say right now. Gopi. The guard's forensic report revealed that he was bitten by a dog. And look, near the corpse of this woman, some coconuts have fallen and blood is leaking from her head. The coconut tree, and these benches under the tree. It is possible that this woman was sitting here on this bench, and if the wind blew, then the coconut fell directly on her head from the tree from above. Look at the height of the tree. How much is it? What will happen if a coconut falls on the head of an elderly woman from such a height? Police said. When the police searched the woman's purse, a photo was found in it. The manner in which the death occurred appears to be an accident. But the discovery of this photo and the recovery of the photo from the pocket of that guard even in the morning is showing some connection. Both are the same card picture. After all, what is Mandra? The policeman spoke to his sergeant, sinking into deep thought. Roshni now sensed something. He noticed that all those who died were photographed by Roshni with that camera. First the guard and the dog, then the carcasses of birds on the way, and now Maladi Auntie. That is, the person whose photo I took is dying in some way or the other. Roshni said to herself. He had goosebumps. He was very nervous knowing that all this happened because of that camera. Oh! Ha! Good heavens! Sheet! That is, the next number belongs to Mega. He immediately called Mega. Hello. Hello, Mega. Cloud. Are you okay? The lights were terrified. Yes. Lights. I am good. What will happen to me? Why are you asking this? Mega. You just take care of yourself. I'm just coming right away. Roshni hurriedly holds the call. Mega did not understand what had happened to Roshni. Roshni rushes to her building to reach her as soon as possible. Here, Mega is sitting comfortably in the room watching TV. Soon, the door starts ringing loudly. Cloud. Open the door. Quickly. It was the sound of lights. Mega hurriedly got up and opened the door. The light is drenched in sweat. She came in panting. Hey. What happened to the lights? Why are you so upset? Mega was shocked. Cloud. Mega, I figured out why my guard and Ronnie died. Roshni said. What do you mean? Mega asked. This camera. Because of this camera. He died. The lights revealed. What? What are you saying, Roshni? Mega said frantically. You seem to have been hit a little too much by the death of that guard and that dog Ronnie. She is saying anything. I'm telling the truth. All the people whose pictures I have taken with this camera are dying. Do you remember going out with the camera last night? Yes, so? I first met the guard uncle. Then I took a picture of him. After that I had taken photographs of two poets. Today I found them dead on the same way, and yesterday evening I had met a woman. I had also taken a picture of her, and today I went to meet her, but her body was found in the park. Roshni's eyes were big with fear and she was trembling. How can this be? Mega could not understand anything. She could not believe it. but Roshni's eyes were convincing her that she was telling the truth. I even took pictures of myself with that camera. But nothing happened to me. So far, all Megha had been able to say was that she felt some rustling. Megha and Roshni glanced around in silence. Suddenly, the TV started shaking. And then, in one fell swoop, the TV went off. And all the glass penetrated Megha's body like an arrow. Small pieces of glass had entered Megha's face, and there was glass in her eyes too. His face was covered in blood. The light was standing on the side, so there was no flame on it. Seeing her friend's condition, she became mad. She started crying. Cloud. Cloud. Megha died in agony. Roshni understood that now it was her turn. She immediately got up and took the camera in her hand to break it and threw at the wall, but instead of breaking the camera, it started bouncing around like a rubber ball. Seeing this, Roshni was even more frightened. She tried to run away, but then some noise came from the kitchen. Roshni went into the kitchen timidly. He saw that the fridge was shaking. He dared to open the door of the fridge. Then the white cold air started coming out of it, and in the blink of an eye, everywhere it spread like thick smoke throughout the room. The wind was so heavy that he couldn't see anything properly. The whole room was as cold as a snowy mountain. The light was freezing badly. She was opening the door of the room to escape, but it was jammed. Roshni's body was starting to cool down. Her nerves were starting to freeze. The flow of blood had stopped. She was trying to sneeze, but could not even make a sound from her mouth. The light also went out and only white air was visible. Then you pull it. The sound began to flash. The flashes flashed, just like his dream. He saw a shadow in the white air. Roshni was still trying her best to scream, but slowly the shadow started coming close to her and then started entering inside Roshni's mouth. Roshni's eyes had grown bigger, her hands and feet had become numb. And then all of Sarah's white was absorbed in the cold air light. The light fell on the floors. His whole body had turned white, as if a man had emerged from the snow after several days. His lips were white and dry, and his eyes were wide open. Roshni also died. The police found the bodies of Roshni and Megha in the room, and the camera and their pictures too. The police understood that there was a deep connection between the cameras, the photographs, and these deaths. But the police never found out whose camera it was. And where did he come from? However, that one mysterious haunted camera was kept in the museum of that city forever so that no one else could die.